The Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win as they down the Guardians 5-3 in the series opener, and they go to 16-16 on the year, so the march to 500 has been successful. We're now 11-6 at home, and we just need to figure out the road record a little bit here, get that sorted out, and then we'll be a good team. Pitching was about what you could expect in this one. It was Chris Bassitt against Logan Allen, and you kind of felt that there'd be some pretty solid pitching in this, and it turned out to be the case as first inning, both guys were clean, and then to top of the second, Santana hits a home run off of Chris Bassitt, and he was the leadoff hitter. He goes 345 feet to right field, making it 1-0 Guardians. Settled down after that, got through the inning, and again, Logan Allen was still cruising. And then in the bottom of the third, the Jays are able to answer back, and this was a game of throwing punches and countering because it was a back and forth in terms of the scoring opportunities in this one. So the bottom of the third, Jimenez grounds out, Bichette strikes out, and then with 2 outs, they get a bit of a rally going. As Guerrero Jr. singles to right field, Santander walks, Guerrero moves up to second, and then Springer reaches on a catcher's interference call. Logan Allen's then pitching to Kirky, and he's got bases loaded, 2 out, and Kirky singles to left, and then with a throwing error, everybody moves up again, and it ends up scoring 2 runs, so it becomes 2-1 Blue Jays in this in the bottom of the third here, and then Barger strikes out swinging. But yeah, 2-1 Jays got the lead, and then sure enough, Guardians are up to the task, answering right back in the top of the fourth, with Naylor homering to center field, and that's Bo Naylor, the Canadian kid, brother of Josh, for those of you unfamiliar. So yeah, 2-2, they've answered back, and then in the bottom of the fifth, the Jays answer back again with a Springer home run to center field, 407 feet, absolutely roped. Great stuff to see out of him. He's been hitting phenomenally. He's taking his A swings more often than they've said this year, and basically whatever he's doing, do not change it, because George Springer is the guy that we are paying $25 million for this year, and he's showing up big for us. It's been huge to see. As I mentioned, with the counterpunching. So we score bottom of 5, top of 6. Guardians come right back out, get a leadoff double, moves up to third on a fly ball from Manzardo, and then Santana singles him home. So Santana doing damage against the Jays like he always does. I believe he's got to be, 40 years old now, and he just does not slow up against the Jays one bit. He's a Jay killer. He's right up there with some of the Mount Castles and that, it feels like. Without checking his career stats, I feel like he always kills us. So yeah, tie game through top of 6. It remains that way. Let's go scroll down until the bottom of the 8th. So in that time, Chad Green came in and got 1.0 innings, and I say it like that because it wasn't just one inning. He came in relief of Bassitt and then ended up getting 3 outs, completing the 6th inning, and then getting the what did he do there? Then he got the first hitter out in the 7th before hitting Rocchio. And then Brendan Little came in and was huge as well, as he threw 20-something pitches and went an inning and 2/3. So after having thrown Fluharty and Jimmy Garcia yesterday, there were some questions about who would be available or who would be kind of an emergency use only. And Brendan Little being able to step up there and get an inning and 2/3 was huge for us. Against tough hitters too, he went right through the heart of the order. So yeah, really good stuff out of Brendan Little, and he's looked so dominant with his swing and miss stuff this year. It's been fantastic to see. So those two held us in it until we were able to finally push through in the bottom of the 8th. In the 3-3 tie, Springer walks, steals second base. I think he has 5 on the year now. He's been great. Kirky then singles to right. Another hit for Kirky in a clutch spot. Barger fouled out. Varsho came in to run for Kirky once Kirky got onto first, and he was able to steal second during the Barger at-bat. Ernie Clement flies out, and you're thinking, great, we're missing this opportunity. We had the first 2 guys on again, just like earlier in the game, and we're not getting anything out of it. We got 2 outs. Nathan Lucas, who came in to pinch hit the previous at-bat for Miles Straw, he singles to right this time, scoring Springer, scoring Varsho, and he moved up to second base on the throw home. So a huge single there for Lucas, and he scored the 2 runs, putting us up 5-3, and knowing who's coming out to pitch the 9th for the Blue Jays, you feel really good in this situation, and sure enough, Jeff Hoffman comes in. He runs into a little bit of problems by his standards as he walks Jones and then gets a double to left from Kwan. He had 2 strikes on Kwan, and Kwan just kind of shot it the other way, right down the line. Beautiful hitting by Kwan. He's so good with the bat. But anyways, they had the 2 on, 2 outs, and he gets Arias to ground out to third base. So early in the game, we saw some of those things that plagued us, earlier on in the year, even when we were winning, with the getting two guys on, no outs, and unable to score them. But we've got the timely hits that we've been getting this last week or so, where, Kirky's coming up and getting singles. Lucas comes in and gets the 2 runs driven in. So again, if we can just keep on rinsing and repeating with that formula of just a really steady pitching game, like a good 5+ innings out of your starter, and then this bullpen just continues to lock things down, all you need is a couple timely hits in a game to win these things. So yeah, really, really promising stuff out of the Blue Jays. And this is the type of baseball I think we were all hoping for when we saw this roster construction, and we kind of knew that we weren't going to be leading the league in home runs or anything like that. But this is exactly the type of stuff where the substitutions come in, they do a good job, they steal bases, they get hits, they play phenomenal defense. When you can go to Clement off the bench, when you can go to Straw off the bench, when you go to Lucas off the bench, all these guys have roles on the team. And when they're all executing with their strengths, plus getting some of that power out of, Vladdy, Santander, when Kirky's hitting like he can, this team can be scary. They have the potential to do some real damage this year, but they've got to be rolling. And right now they are. And it's funny how quickly things can turn around. We were at the highs of being 12-8, and then we were down in the dumps just 3 games ago when we were 13-16. Now we're back to 500, feeling good. The team is rolling. Dalton Varsho's back, and he's been phenomenal. I will put in a little disclaimer there, as Dalton Varsho didn't start this game, but there are things, especially with a recently injured player who's just coming back from a surgery. He made, that jumping catch out in center field where he crashed into the wall and things like that. There's some stuff there where I heard people saying, how is he sitting? He's hit 2 home runs in the last 3 games. Typically, when there's an injury and a guy returning like that, there's a reason why they're sitting him. It's not just because, we're punishing our everyday center field Gold Glove winner. So I would just like to push back a little bit on some of those comments that I read online about how stupid it was to not play Varsho. There's almost guaranteed a reason he's feeling something, or something in the training room is keeping him out. It's not, the coaching staff saying, hey, we don't want our Gold Glover who's hit 2 home runs in the last 3 days, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, by all means, leave a comment if you think it's something different. But that's my take on it. So anyways, I'm going to go over the box score here real quick. Bo Bichette, 0 for 4. He's, he's looked hit and miss lately, but that's to be expected. Vladdy goes 2 for 4 again, bringing his average up to 275. He's having some really good at-bats. He's basically been good for a couple of weeks now. He seems to be really dialed in. He's not swinging at a lot of bad pitches. He seems to be right on time with pretty much everything at this point. So it's a pretty scary thing for the opposition. Santander 0 for 3. Alan Roden came in to defend there. He came in as a replacement for him, which is, going to have to be Roden's role moving forward. If he's not going to get regular starts, he's going to have to provide value where he can to keep a spot on the team. As I say, Springer, 1 for 1. He had 2 walks. He stole a base. He had a great game. Kirky, 3 for 4. He's been phenomenal every single game lately. He's been just great. Tyler Heineman came in to catch the last inning after Varsho spelled Kirky on the base paths. Barger, 0 for 4. He's still having some okay at-bats. He's just not getting any results yet. I think that will start to come. He's not swinging at a bunch of terrible pitches. He's just not, when he hits the ball, he hits it hard, but he's just not connecting regularly enough, and he's not getting any real batting average balls in play, like the Babbitt luck. So I'm thinking that should turn around fairly soon, as he went 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. His average is at 152, not great. Ernie Clement 0 for 4 again, but hey, he's playing phenomenal defense at third, so it buys him some time. Miles Straw doing his thing in center field. He's he is a drop-off from Varsho, but not much of one. He's a great asset to have out there. I really like having Straw off of the bench too. Nathan Lucas came in to pinch hit. I mean, what more can you ask for than a guy to step up and get you a big hit in the ninth inning, in the bottom of the 8th inning there, where he drives in 2. Great stuff out of Lucas. And then Andres Jimenez went 2 for 4, bringing his average back up to 177. So it'd be nice to see him get back up above 200. Anyways, on the pitching side of things, Chris Bassett, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts. 2 of those were home runs. He got up to 98 pitches. His ERA is now 2.95. Chad Green, 1 inning, just clean. It does mention the hit by pitched, but he did in fact hit a batter, and he went 11 pitches. Brendan Little got the inning in 2/3 with 1 strikeout, 1 hit. Jeff Hoffman comes in and gives up the 1 walk, 1 hit, but gets a strikeout and closes the game for save number 7 on the year. Anyways, great stuff out of the Blue Jays. Let me know if you watched. Let me know what you saw. We'll talk to you guys later. All right, have a good one.